it's Jan from Melbourne Foodforest. We grow over 80 varieties of fruits in our backyard foodforest, and berries are one of our favourite fruits to grow. They are the ultimate spring-summer indulgence. Most berries produce in their first year, unlike standard fruit trees, so you won't be waiting 7 years for your first decent crop. You'll instead be swimming in berries soon after planting. All organic, no sprays and no food miles. Berries can even be grown in shade, sometimes even full shade, as we'll show you later with ours. And I don't need to tell you how good berries taste. I'll be introducing you to 5 of our favourite berries to grow. Some you may never have heard of, but you will most definitely want to include them in your own backyard after watching this. Before we get started, please remember to like and subscribe. We can only continue making this content with your support, so thank you so much. Let's get started. First up, I've got our heritage raspberries, and this is what they call an ever-bearing variety, which is a little bit misleading as it doesn't produce year-round. What this really means is that it produces a big flush of fruit in spring, as we have here. Look at this, there's so many fruits. And then a smaller flush later in autumn. And because the fruit ripens gradually, as you can see here, this means you're really enjoying raspberries from spring all the way into autumn. Hence, it's sort of ever-bearing for about half the year. It's called a primo cane variety, which means it produces fruits on first-year stems. Great for the impatient gardener like me. The berries have a really rich, deep flavour when they're ripe. And some varieties of raspberries have really sharp thorns, so you want to be careful which variety you pick. The good thing about the heritage is they've got soft thorns and pretty small thorns, which are great around kids. We planted this as a tiny little plant about this tall last year, a single plant, and now we've got this monster arch of raspberries, which is exactly what I had dreamed of. So with loads of compost and some soil improvement, you too can be swimming in berries. We've been eating fresh berries every day and now have enough to freeze as well. So when the fruits are ripe, they have a tendency to drop to the ground, and these are the really purple soft ones that need to be eaten straight away. So you might need to look under your bush for the right ones. And you will need to net heavily as we do, because the birds love them as much as we do. We do have some for sale from time to time, so if you're in Melbourne and would like to try these, please check out our website and feel free to send us a message. Here is our blushing veiled bride, who's helping us disguise and protect all our raspberries, because the birds were having a good go at them. Once they discover them, they just keep coming back. So you really have to net it. I've got some bird safe netting. Lots of raspberries underneath. And Panda, hello. You just want to be in every video, don't you? Say hi, everyone. I want to show you golden raspberries. And thankfully the kids left a couple on the vine so that I could show you what they look like. I'll let you in on a little secret. These are the best tasting raspberries in existence. They're always sweet and never give you that unpleasant tart zing, unlike red raspberries, which can be a little sour when they're unripe. As with all white fruits, they are much sweeter than their red counterparts and almost have a honey sweet sort of floral tone to them. If you like a sweeter berry, then these are the ones for you. They turn from white to golden yellow, and then they go an orange blush as they fully ripen. And being a lightly coloured fruit too, the birds generally also leave them alone because they don't recognise them as ripe fruit, which means more berries for you. I mean, what a bonus. It sounds pretty awesome to me. And here we've got some youngberries. Youngberries are a really fascinating cross between three different berries. One of them is a dewberry, of which I've never heard of. The others are blackberry and raspberry. And the combination seems to have taken the best qualities of every parent, and it's created this deluxe berry. They're huge and they turn deep purple when ripe. And the flavour, oh my gosh, they're a flavour bomb. They're so rich, floral and fruity, and they're filled with juice. Definitely the juiciest berry I've ever tasted. The fruit can be a little bit tart when underripe, but when fully ripe, that's when you get the full experience. I was totally blown away when I first tried them, and I've been growing them ever since in our yard. They do tend to be a little bit thorny, but still soft thorns, but much more thorny than the heritage raspberry. So for that reason, I recommend you plant along a fence line or somewhere out of the way so that unwitting family members and children don't accidentally get pricked by it. But it is so worth growing and a real valuable addition to your backyard food forest. Next up, we've got another white fruit for your food forest, white currants. They're a small shrubbier growing berry and they don't get out of control unlike raspberries and youngberries. They stay compact and manageable. And you know the fruits are ripe when they turn transparent, which is so cool. I love a see-through fruit. There's also a red currant version, which is also pretty, and both the white and the red currants look so festive at Christmas time on cakes. In terms of taste, the white version again is much sweeter. Birds also again tend to ignore these white fruits, which is a real bonus. But while they deter birds, they don't deter our kids. Ours have been standing at this bush and just picking them bare. So there's still a handful left, which I'll be able to show you. They are a little pop of flavour. They're slightly sweet and tart and have a little bit of a grapey flavour. The white transparent colour just glows and looks incredible on a berry platter. Last but most definitely not least is the white Shahtoot mulberry. Shahtoot means king in Hindi, and it really is the king or queen of mulberries. This tree produces gigantic mulberries, sometimes as long as the palm of your hand. They are also one of the sweetest fruits I've ever tasted. When ripe, they taste a little bit like honey, or as my husband would say, they're all the best bits of apricot. I reckon it's also got a bit of pineapple and just this general fruitiness that kind of captures the best of all fruits rolled into one. And unlike anything you've ever tasted, words just don't do it justice, so you have to grow it yourself. Even when green, they are mildly sweet too. They do drop a bit of fruit in their first few years, but our tree seems to have finally stabilised and we're getting a great harvest now in its third year. Again, being a white fruit, the birds don't seem to notice them. I'm sure you notice a theme here. I love our white fruits. We're also shape training this tree, as you can see here, to create a more weeping shape to fit into our small yard. A secret tip we have is to give your mulberry a quick prune after its spring fruiting, and you might get another crop in late autumn. This trick works for all mulberries. I hope you enjoyed this tour of some of our favourite berries in our food forest. There's so much to love about berries. We've got so many more videos coming up and we want to show you all the other fruits in our food forest. So please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and also the notifications bell to ensure you're notified when a new video is released. Thank you for watching.